Hello everyone, this is Showtime 112. Once again, we're flying a US Navy A-4 Skyhawk mission in Vietnam. A-4 is available in DCS World as a free mod, and in my opinion, it's the best free mod by far. Recently, a 2.0 version was released which made it even better and more realistic, so if you play DCS and you haven't yet installed it, I strongly recommend that you do. You don't need any paying module, it's fully standalone. The date is 11 January 1968. After a brief pause in bombing of the North during Christmas 1967, strikes were again continued. Johnson administration believed the pause would make the communist side reconsider their support of the insurgency in the South. But just like before, this break was simply used by the North to move large quantities of material and manpower south without being obstructed. Apart from the bombing of North Vietnam, US forces were also involved in operations in Laos, codenamed Lt Cdr. Communists used the territory of Cambodia and Laos to transport supplies into South Vietnam, and Americans were trying to stop them there as well. One of the US Navy carriers involved in the war in early 1968 was USS Oriskany. Originally built for World War II but only completed after it, he was heavily involved in the Vietnam War. In fact, its air wing suffered the highest loss rates in naval aviation during that conflict. In the 1967-68 deployment, the carrier lost half of its airplanes and one-third of the pilots. Specifically, 39 airplanes were lost to combat or operational causes, while 20 pilots were killed or missing and 7 taken prisoner. The carrier also suffered a major fire incident. Some of you might notice that the carrier in the opening scenes is not Oriskany but Forrestal. That is not a mistake, but simply the closest possible option. Also, since the recent 2022 and beyond video released by Eagle Dynamics suggests that the next map developed for DCS will be Afghanistan, that means we probably won't have the real Vietnam map for at least 2 or 3 years, so we're using the old Caucasus map to represent it. I know it doesn't look exactly like Vietnam, but there is no need to comment on this. Today we will focus on one Skyhawk pilot from Oriskany's VA-164, Lt Cdr Denis Weichman. He became a pilot in 1957, originally flying Sky Raiders. He was then sent to South Vietnam as an instructor. He flew combat missions in C-123 transport aircraft for Air America, delivering operatives and supplies to North Vietnam. He then transferred to VA-164, an A-4 squadron, and he flew 2 combat tours with it. Being 6'6", which is about 1.98 meters, it's hard to imagine how he could even fit inside the cockpit of such a small plane. We are now flying with Weichman on a mission in Laos. The objective of the mission was a bridge, according to several sources, while one source says it was drugs. It might have been both. What all sources agree upon is that during the 3rd pass, Weichman's A-4 was hit by small arms fire as he was pulling up. Weichman's engine was vibrating, temperature was rising, but he still managed to reach the coast. When he was about 25 miles away from Oriskany, the engine developed a fire and Weichman ejected. Enemy boats were trying to capture him, but his flight members were keeping them away by making strafing runs. Weichman was eventually picked up by a Sea King helicopter and brought back to Oriskany. He was flown by Lt Wildman and Lt Junior Grade Brofold. It was the third crew rescue in 2 days, which shows the intensity of losses in that period. After a stateside assignment, now Commander Weichman converted to A-7s and joined VA-153 as the XO. He flew another tour with his final combat mission in February 1973. He flew the highest number of combat missions of any naval aviator in the entire Vietnam War, a total of 625. He was also one of the most decorated ones, receiving the Silver Star, 5 Distinguished Flying Crosses, 47 Strike Flight Air Medals and 4 individual air medals, 6 Navy Commendation Medals along with Purple Heart and Vietnamese awards. He retired in 1987 and died on his 60th birthday in 1995. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please click the like button. This is a great help to the channel. If you're able to, you can support the channel on Patreon. Subscribe if you haven't already and keep watching Showtime 112.